Welcome to my Resto Shaman PvP gear guide for Phase 1 of TBC. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my pre-BIS list and my BIS list and explaining why I get each piece that I get. So starting off here, I will talk about pre-BIS and I'll go over the gear, then I'll go over the gems and the enchants. So talking about gear, I go 3-piece Resto, 2-piece Ellie for my set pieces, and I go the Resto helm, chest, and legs, and the Ellie shoulders and gloves. And I do this because the helm, chest, and legs are more valuable. They cost more and they have better stats than the shoulders and gloves. And I want more plus healing, so I want the healing ones to be the more valuable ones. And then for the gloves, that's where you'll find the increased range of all shock spells by 5 yards. So yeah, that's why I go shoulders and gloves Ellie. So starting with the helmet, I guess also I should mention when you're buying these pieces, make sure you buy the rep uh, version because here you could see you could buy the honor one and spend that much honor and that many marks just to get one piece of gear, or you can get revered with lower city here and buy the chest for maybe like 20 gold or whatever it is. So to save time, get your rep up to revered with each of these factions because I mean you're going to be doing that anyway, so it's just like free gear basically and saves you hours upon hours of farming honor. But yeah, let's start with the helmet here. Resto helmet. Most of your gear is going to be PvP gear, so I'll just start by saying that. We'll go with the Resto helmet. The neck, I was a little on the fence about actually for a while. I kept changing it back and forth. Um, I ended up going so in phase one, there's no resto, there's no healing neck, and there's no healing ring from honor. So you kind of have to make do with what you got phase one. That changes in phase two, three, and four. But yeah, so phase one, I was actually thinking of going with this uh, badge neck, which is pretty solid. Stam, int, healing, and mana per 5. That's like basically what you're looking for in a PvE piece. The only thing is your Resil is going to be a little low in phase one, obviously. So the difference between this and this damage and healing PvP neck is not really that much different, and you get a socket in this neck. So I ended up deciding to go with the Pendant of Dominance for my BIS, well, pre-BIS and BIS, just because if you throw in a 26 healing gem in there, I mean, there's really not that much difference. And then you're getting an extra 16 Resil. You're only losing 4 mana per 5, so that's why I went with that neck. Shoulders, the LE PvP shoulders. For cloak, there's also no healing cloak for, here, I can actually show you here. This website is awesome, by the way. Yeah, this is, I don't know why they have it twice. This is the PvP cloak that you would get. So 20 healing, 8 mana per 5, less. You get 16 Resil, a bit of stamina, you lose a bit of intellect. You can go with this if you want, but I mean 8 mana per 5 on the Bishop's Cloak, I definitely would prefer Bishop's Cloak. It's actually more mana per 5 on the Bishop's Cloak than the Cloak from Prince, which is what you're going to get on your BIS list. But anyway, so that's why I went with that. And then, I mean, PvP chest, of course. PvP bracers are good. They actually have healing bracers. There's no mana per 5 on them, but they have a socket. So it's, I think with the socket, let's see. Yeah, this is a PvE piece that you would get, the whirlwind bracers, which give good mana per 5. But again, the socket makes a pretty big difference. So just like with the neck, although these are healing, definitely want to go with those. For weapon, you've got some options. Let me turn off raid, and I'll turn off world boss. So pre-bis, you're not gonna get the weapon yet here. Yeah, you could do Hand of Eternity, which gives the same plus healing as a Shockwave Truncheon, but I mean, look at the cost of that. It's gonna be expensive. It's a BOE blacksmithing weapon, and it doesn't give stamina, and you only gain 1 mana per 5. So for pre-bis, I'm valuing stamina over intellect because you're gonna be the squishiest you will ever be in pre-bis. So yeah, that's why I went with Shockwave Truncheon. But I mean, if it doesn't drop, you can go Hand of Eternity. It's no big deal. And then, I mean, that's a world drop with less healing, no stamina. Gavel's an option as well if you get exalted there. Definitely a decent option. You lose healing and, well, you gain 2 mana per 5, but it's really not a huge difference. Like, you can pick any one of these and you'll be fine. But I do think this one's the best. For shield, there is this one, but I think I went with this one because it gave more armor, more stamina. I don't know why I'm scrolling back and forth. I can see it right here. Yeah, more stamina, more intellect, more armor, more block, 2 less healing. Definitely think it's worth losing 2 less healing for that. There's also this shield, but you lose a bunch of healing. You do get some mana per 5, but you lose stamina. But again, 33 badges. If you don't feel like farming them, you have other options that aren't too much different. But definitely, this is the best. LE gloves, PvP, Resto belt. It's definitely for Prebis. These epics are going to be what you want to go for. Resto legs, healing boots. For rings, you can go. I mean, I think Band of Halos is the best. Stam int healing mana per 5. That's great. Again, there's no healing ring, so I was also on the fence, just like I was with the neck, about the ring. I was thinking, what was it? I think I was thinking of doing Ancestral Band instead of Band of Dominance. You gain 22 healing, 4 mana per 5, and 15 intellect, which sounds great to me, but there's no stamina on it. And the Band of Dominance gives 27 stamina, 15 resil. And like I said earlier, uh, you just want, and again, this one has no stamina, neither does this, neither does this. So yeah, I just value stamina and resil for Prebis. And I think that changes over time as you get better gear in phase 1 and especially in phase 2 and onward. But yeah, Prebis phase 1, there's a minimum amount of stamina and resil you need to be running, so, in my opinion. So let's see, Trinket, obviously the PvP one, and Essence of the Martyr. It's a badge trinket. It's in my BIS list as well. It's just really good. It's good for snapshotting. There's a lot of healing. It's great, great trinket. And Totem of the Plains, I think that's gonna be your best uh, totem here because I'll turn off PvP. You don't really have very many other options here. Increased healing by Healing Wave, I mean, maybe for your NS heal, but you're not really casting Healing Wave in Arena. And this is a mana regen one. I don't think it's very good. So, I mean, it's just 2 mana per 5. And then if you have Water Shield, 27 mana. It's not, I don't know. I would much rather have increased healing done by Lesser Healing Wave by 79. So that's why I went with that. And yeah, I think the gems and enchants are the exact same from Prebis and Biz. So I'll just go over the gems and enchants here, and then I'll talk about the changes in the gear going into the BIS list. So, all right, let's just go over enchants. That's an easy one. This one is from I believe it's Thrallmar rep. Yeah, Revered with Thrallmar. Easy. 35 healing, 7 mana per 5. There's no other options, really. For shoulders, Aldor rep, Exalted. You can go, here we go, Eldar and Scars. So the difference between those, 33 healing, 4 mana per 5 for Aldor, 22 healing and 6 mana per 5 for Scryers. So you lose 11 healing to gain 2 mana per 5. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but I don't think it's better being Scryers, so definitely go Aldor for that. 20 spell pen to cloak. It's just it's just the best. I mean, you can get like a resistance to cloak thing, but I mean, there's a lot of counter gearing that you could be doing, but I'm just gonna be talking about like climbing the ladder here. So if you're playing an assortment of matchups, this is what you're gonna want to get, in my opinion. Okay, chest 15 resil. You can get stats to chest or mana regen, but I mean, you're not beating 15 resil. That's just so good. Bracers 30 healing. It's it's the best one. There's mana. You can get 6 mana per 5, but personally I'm just a big fan of healing. I like my plus healing being high, as high as it can be. So I prefer that over mana per 5. The weapon enchant 81 healing. It's the best one. Shield enchant 12 resil. There's also the option of going stamina. Um, Let me see. 12 in, 7 stam. I thought there was a better stamina one. Yeah, here we go. 18 stam. So you can go 18 stam. I just think Resil is better. I mean, reduces the damage of crits, reduces the mana drain amount. It's just, yeah, here you go. Periodic, yeah, dots do less damage. Your chance to be crit is lower. There's a crit damage reduction and a mana regen, or a mana drain reduction as well. So I just prefer Resil for those reasons. 35 healing to gloves, simply the best one. 66 healing, 20 stam to legs, simply the best one. And I guess when you're getting these enchants for your previs, feel free to, do this one instead. 46 healing. It's not like a huge difference, but it's way cheaper. So if you're on a budget, you can definitely get like the cheaper versions of these enchants, and then put the better version on your epic piece when you get that, if you want. Boar speed, just you need the movement speed. I think it's 8%. I believe it's 8% movement speed and 9 stamina. Yeah, and then you're gonna want to be enchanting. Obviously, there's no better profession. So 20 healing on rings. And okay, so I am going jewel crafting. So I'm gonna have some jewel crafting gems in here. Which, if you don't have the jewel crafting gems, such as okay, wherever it is, to the 26 healing one, or the stamina one, you can just put in. I would put in the 9 healing and 2 mana for 5. I think that's like your go-to gem. But it is your prebis. You could definitely throw in a Resil stamina gem or something like that. But yeah, let me just start here. For your meta, I would go Intellect, Chance to Restore Mana on Spellcast. It procs pretty often, and you get 300 mana from the proc. So, big fan of that. You could get, and other shamans do this, they go the 18 stamina, 5% stun resist, especially if you're not an orc. I see this a lot. But it's definitely an option for your previs. I'm a big fan of the intellect and the mana. You're going to be running Your mana regen is not that great in this gear, so I think that's really good to have. Depending what you're playing, if you're playing with the warrior, maybe you can. Maybe I see the stun resist and stamina being solid, but if you're playing with the Rep Pally, I prefer this gem. And then Royal Night Sai is just my go-to. healing and mana per 5. It's just solid. For the neck, I have the jewel crafting healing gem in here. Okay, there it is. And it's 26 healing. It makes up for the healing that you get or that you're missing out on from not wearing um, the PvE. Wait, where is it? Oh, right here, or not right, badges. Yeah, so you miss out on healing, but with that gem, it makes up for it. And I want to take advantage of the jewel crafting profession gems during phase 1 while there is no epic gem options besides like from heroics. So yeah, that's why I went jewel crafting to take advantage of all that extra healing or all that extra stamina. And I put that gem in here. The 2 spell crit rating socket bonus is just not worth it. So yeah, that's why I went with that. Here, another Royal Knight's Eye, and I went with this Resil gem. See if I can find it. It's like a million gems. Here we go. Okay, this is from the Hala battle tokens. So 100 of those, 10 Resil. If you get the blue quality gem, it's 8 Resil, so it's not that big of a, not that much of a difference. I would probably just go with the 8 Resil for your blue quality shoulders, and then just change it to 10 Resil for when you get the epic ones, just to save you. I mean, unless you really want to be as bissed out as you can be for your pre-bis. But yeah, again, it's just a little bit better than a blue quality gem. So like I'm valuing that extra quality for phase 1. And let's see. So in this one, I've got the 11 healing and 2 mana per 5, and that is an epic gem, unique equip, so you can only have one, and that drops from Slave Pen's heroic. I think it can drop off of any of the bosses in there. So yeah, you definitely want that in one of your pieces of gear. The 18 stamina is a jewel crafting gem, which it's a lot of stamina, so want to take advantage of that. And then a Royal Knight's Eye, 9 healing, 2 mana for 5. Moving down here, I think this gem is pretty good. 11 healing and 4 resil. And this is from another heroic, Architra's heroic. Yeah, I'm just, I'm, I like the higher quality gems, even if they're not the most ideal stats. They give more stats, and it's not like having more stamina or more plus healing is a bad thing. So yeah, healing and resil, pretty solid. And yeah, that's it for gems. No gems on the right side here. And okay, so swapping over to your BIS list, there's really not that much that changes. A lot of it is just upgrading your set pieces to the arena pieces. And I'm keeping this neck, although you do have the option to go with Necklace of Eternal Hope, and I may mess around with it, but I also might just stick. I'll probably just stick with this. Let's see what else changes. The cloak here from Prince. Oh, and by the way, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, all the gems and enchants are exactly the same in Previs and Bis. So you could just, when you upgrade, you could just copy exactly what you had. But anyway, the cloak from Prince is, what did I have? Bishop's Cloak? Yeah, so you lose 1 mana per 5, you gain 7 healing, you gain some stamina, some intellect, some armor. It's basically just an upgrade overall. Uh, but if it doesn't drop or you're not rating at all, this is totally fine to just keep with you. But I'm going for that. Let's see, that's the same, that's the same. Okay, we'll talk about weapons here. So the Shockwave Truncheon gets replaced by the Gladiator's Salvation. Um, And let's see. So you're losing the 6 mana for 5. And the thing about weapons is you can swap them during the arena match. After the gates open, you can still swap them out. So if you do need mana for 5, you can always swap to a mana for 5 weapon. Like if you get Shard of the Virtuous, which is better than Shockwave Truncheon, um, you could always swap since the Gladiator Salvation has no plus healing. But yeah, there's not really. I mean, Light's Justice gives what 7 more plus healing than the Gladiator weapon, but you lose 18 Resil, so I don't think it's worth it. And Shard is pretty solid as well, just less healing than the Gladiator Salvation. So I would go with the Gladiator Salvation for sure. The shield, the Triptych Shield of the Ancients, there is no PvP healing shield in Phase 1. There's no PvP damage and healing shield even in Phase 1. So here, I'll show you actually. The only PvP shield in Phase 1 is, where is it? This is like level 60 gear. Here it is. Gladiator Shield Wall, which is just stamina Resil. So, I mean, if you have extra arena points, you could get it. Like if you're getting focused by double rogue or something like that, you could swap to it. Just like with the weapon, you can swap the shields during the arena. But yeah, I you're definitely not going to want that full time equipped. So I mean, there's this one, but it has no stamina, even though it gives more healing and mana regen. So this is just solid. Stamina, intellect, healing, 8 mana per 5, solid. Gloves don't change. The belt, I do swap out the belt for the Karazhan one from Morose. It is it's 10 mana for 5, which looking back at the here general. Okay, so you gain some healing with the belt. You lose a little bit of stamina. You gain intellect. You lose the resil, but a big thing is a 10 mana per 5. Big fan of mana per 5. So yeah, and you can stay with the ringmail girdle if you want. It does give 23 resil. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I'm just a bigger fan of mana per 5. So I'm definitely going with the belt, and I'm sticking with the belt. So the legs are the same, just upgraded. The boots are exact same. Band of Halos is the same. For ring, I'm upgrading from the Band of Dominance, which only gives 15 resil, to this PvE ring. And this drops from Magtheridon. And it's just so much better than Band of Dominance, since that's a damage and healing ring. No intellect, no mana per 5. This gives a bunch of intellect. I think you only lose 6 stamina, 55 healing. So you gain 30 healing and 8 mana per 5. I just think it's just such a solid ring. Similar to Band of Halos, but slightly better in every way. And then of course PvP shield. Essence of the Martyr is the same. Not PvP shield, PvP trinket. Essence of the Martyr is the same. And then the last thing I change is Totem of the Plains, which is a really good totem. 79 healing on Lesser Healing Wave, which is like your main heal that you're spamming throughout every arena pretty much. And you just swap it for 26 more Resil. And the way that works is it puts a buff on you or your teammate, whoever you're healing. And so they gain 26 Resil as long as that buff is active. And it's just like extra buff protection. Like if you have Earth Shield, you have this going on. They have whatever their buffs are. It's just a little extra dispel protection, and 26 Resil is nice to have as well. So yeah, that's yeah, that's it for my Prebis and Bis. I guess now I just wanted to talk about some of the stats down here. So Prebis, your health and mana to Bis, your health goes up by about 500 and your mana goes up by 1,000. So pretty solid. I love the mana going up by 1,000. And let's see over here. Only thing that changes are your stamina and intellect, which is directly correlated to that. Okay, so 600 spell damage goes to 674. So you're going to be doing more damage with your shocks, your chain lightning, and your healing goes up by about 200. So that's solid. Spell crit actually goes down a little bit as you swap out, some spell crit pieces for more plus healing. But it's pretty much the same. And your mana regen goes up by 25, which is solid. Your armor, let's see, 9,000 to 10,000. So you go from about 46% damage reduction to 48.5. So that's pretty good. Get a little tankier. Your resilience, 311 to 335. So let's see. Periodic and crit chance reduction is 7.89, and that goes to 8.5. So a little bit different there. Crit damage reduction goes from 15.78 to 17. So that's pretty good. And yeah, everything else stays the same. So, I mean, your stats don't change too much, but you do get tankier. And also with this, you'll be getting 26 more resil on top of, where is it? Right here. So you'll really be at like 350 if you're healing yourself. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, overall, I would say I'm pretty much well, let me explain it like this. On the PTR doing arenas, I started with pretty much full PvP gear, and the more I played, the more I swapped to PvE pieces. So I would recommend if you're new to Shaman or you haven't played in a while, if you haven't played any PTR, maybe just go with more PvP gear than what I'm going with in the beginning at least. Like maybe keep this belt over that for a while. Maybe, I mean, that one's not that great, but maybe just try some more, maybe some Resil gems, I should say. Maybe some stamina gems. And then as you get more comfortable surviving, then start swapping to the PvE gear. I think that's a good progression, a good path to go down. Like I mean, there's also the option of swapping to like the tier helm, and there's also the option of swapping to, what is it, Heart Flame leggings. Those give 3 sockets. So you do have some options if you want some more PvE gear. So yeah, something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'll have the Prebis and the BIS links in the description, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you understand. I hope I did a good job explaining everything, why I went what I went. And yeah, if you have any questions, just leave a comment. I will answer all the comments. And yeah, if you see something that I'm missing uh, that I did wrong here, then let me know because I would love to. I mean, I love when I know that I've done something uh, non-optimally so that I can fix it and just do better in the future. But yeah, thanks for watching the guide, and I'll see you in the next one.